Welcome everyone to an episode of the Definitive Crusade. I'm your host, Johnny the Machine Hughes, and joining me, nearly as always, is the lovely Freyja.
Hi guys.
Freyja, welcome back.
Oh yeah, it's good to be back. I don't miss very often.
That's true, you
So,
don't. You don't. You are one of the mainstays of the show for sure.
mm.
So I'm glad you're here. Glad you're
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad
here.
to be back.
Cool. Animation seems to be all the rage. A couple of weeks
Mm.
ago, we saw some news about the Batman cartoon that Bruce Timm is working on going to Amazon Prime, which
Hmm.
is a bit of a change, but hopefully that works well for us international viewers. And you were mentioning there's another animation project coming around from
Yes.
DC.
Yes, so there is the Suicide Squad Isekai that is going to be dropping, I believe they said in July of this year. I don't know where you can watch it. It's going to be dropping in July in Japan first, so they get it first, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Suicide Squad, and they've been isekai'd into this other world. And they're going on a rampage there because of course not. Why not,
Yeah, why
and
wouldn't you?
they have 72 hours until the bombs on their necks explode, so they're trying to, I guess, get back to where they're supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
or something. Yeah, all it says is, let me just read the synopsis. Harley and others go on a rampage after arriving in Isekai, but are captured by the kingdom's soldiers and sent to prison. They only have 72 hours before the bomb on their neck explodes. The deadline is fast approaching. After negotiations with Queen Aldora, the condition for liberation was the conquest of the hostile imperial army. They have no choice but to throw themselves headfirst into the front line of battle. They run, they die. They lose, they die. With their lives on the line, can Harley and the Suicide Squad survive in Isekai?
Can they?
Can they? I don't
Can
know.
they?
They will, of course. And Joker's in it, and I don't know who the English voice actors are, but they only really have any info on the Japanese voice actors and all that. So I'm looking forward to it. Will it be good? I don't know, but I'll give it a shot if I can.
Well, it's not the first time DC have gone manga. I suppose the
No, it's not.
biggest one is Batman Ninja, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Batman Ninja. Oh,
I
God.
don't. People love Batman Ninja. I'm not sold on Batman Ninja.
it,
I have
it,
to. I own it. I own it. I think I've watched it once. I love the opening credits, the opening fight where they're with Gorilla Grodd in Arkham. I think that's great. And then when it
yeah.
goes a little bit, Shogun, I get a little bit lost. And then there's a Transformer halfway through it.
Yeah, I went mecha all of a sudden.
And I'm like, what's going on? But of course, you've got to understand the source material. So this is kind of par for the course when you consider animes,
Yeah.
or some of animes aspects. I mean, how Power Rangers were doing it for years, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Cool. If you're interested in finding out more about Suicide Squad, I say care. Did I say it right?
Isekai.
What she said. The link is on the bottom of the screen there. Go check it out. I'm sure when it goes live, we'll have an opportunity to see it.
Mm.
For traditionalists, I also think the Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 dropped last month. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's like an hour-long fight scene with absolutely nothing happens other than like
It's
worlds die, and I'm like, you could have just pigeon half this and pigeonholed it in the other two parts. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Maybe I missed something. I thought the first part was all right, but then the second part, I was like, what's going on? It's crazy. Maybe it's the source material. Sometimes I don't think source material always translates very well.
No, and that's, you got to make some changes and stuff because it doesn't always translate when switching like
I
that.
mean, I suppose the biggest change to animation we saw was the Batman Batgirl relationship in the Killing Joke.
Oh, I hated that. I hated
I
that.
didn't. I've got to admit, I didn't mind it, but I understood.
Mm.
I understand why they did it. They had to show Batgirl had some import in Batman's life, not just like a sidekick. When the book happened, she was kind of getting relegated out of the Bat universe anyway. But
Yeah,
long-term fans, but she
but
needs some sort of, you know.
but people have friends. Like, It doesn't always
Yeah.
have to be a romantic interest. It can be just a friendship interest because you care about your friends too, and
Yeah.
it could also be like like a father-daughter type feeling as well because Dick Grayson was in love with her, and that's essentially Bruce's son, adopted or otherwise. But
Mm-hmm.
it could be a familial type relationship as well. You don't have to have a romantic relationship
Well, I get that. I
to
get
feel
that.
that way about somebody who got attacked by freaking Joker.
Um,
mean,
so I mean, I guess the idea here is to kind of it bugs. One of my bugbears is that when these animation movies come out, it's like new animation movie, all original story, and then it's always based on a comic book. I think, well, I already own the comic book. I don't need to watch Batman: The Long Halloween cartoon to know how great The Long Halloween is,
yeah,
because the
yeah.
book's that much better.
I think they're trying to get more people interested in the comics though, as well, and that's why they do that. But I don't know. You know what they should do? Make an anime out of it, but make it kind of stupid. The Superman meshy, because it's already in the anime style. Well, they just need to make it like more Food Warsy. I mean, keep it less sexual than Food Wars, but like,
Is Food Wars sexual? I don't know.
oh,
I don't know what. Is this some sort of show in the States?
look up anime Food Wars and look up a GIF of it and tell me if it's not sexual, man. People eat the food and have orgasms. Like, it's a great show. I love it.
Okay. I'm never going to diss pizza ever again. Not that I do that anyway. All right. Okay. Cool. Right. Enough of this animation chitter chatter. Let's get on with our books. We've got 4 books for you to look at. It's a shame that Matthew's not here because we are going to have a look at one of his choices. So he does get some representation on the show. I'd be interested to know what he thought of this, actually. We are looking at the last part, Chapter 7 of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong versus Justice League versus Godzilla. What? Written by Brian Buccellato, Christian Juice, and Tom Derenick on art, Luis Guerreras on colours, Richard Sarkins, and Comic Craft's Tyler Smith are on letters. Best part of this book for me, Freyja, is We Don't Have Time to Mourn. Hey, but we can celebrate the Guy Gardner's dead.
Yeah, that yeah, that was the most awkward and like disrespectful death ever. Like, yeah, so sorry about Guy. Yeah, he was an acquired, smell. But and then the next panel is Superman on a picnic with Lois. I'm like,
yeah,
okay. And Guy's the only one who dies. I'm like, all right, that's okay, whatever. My whole thing with this book is it's like it was like smashing all those campy Godzilla movies together with all of his, villains, quote unquote. But like when I looked at this, I'm like, is this still going? Why is this still going? I thought this ended already. Because I was like, oh, this is still a thing, I guess. Okay. Like, yeah, that's why I was like, I'll do this one. I thought it was done. And then I'm reading this. I'm like, it's just kind of dumb, And they shot Superman to the sun to get all superpowered again, and then because I guess Godzilla took him out, and then Godzilla's like chained up to the bottom of the ocean, and I'm sorry, but couldn't Superman like take most of these monsters by himself? Like, doesn't he kind of do that on the regular? I mean, all he has to do, I know they wouldn't do it, but all he literally has to do is fly into one of their mouths and go through the digestive tract and just like come out from the inside.
Crazy.
But I didn't like the artwork. It for some reason the superheroes felt out of place with like the monsters. Like the monsters, it felt like they had 2 different artists drawing them in some panels. Like
that guy looks great though. Look at
yeah, and then like their faces, like the one with Shazam, Diana, Donna, and Supergirl. I don't know what pages. I don't know what page this is on, but it's before they rip off Mechagodzilla's light arms. Yeah, I was like, what's up with their faces? What's going on with everything in this panel? Like, Supergirl's everything looks just weird. It looks like newspaper comic booky, like comic strip.
Yeah,
quality. And then they rip off Mechagodzilla's arms, and then for some reason Batman has to break his back. I'm like, I'm sick of the back breaking thing. It was iconic because Bane did it the one time, but they're killing the dead horse that's been dead for years. Like, stop! It's not cool anymore. Like, stop doing it. It's stupid. And I was happy to see Beast Boy turn into one of the giant monsters because I was like, he can turn into anything. I don't know why he chose to turn into Kong when he could turn into literally any of these awesome looking creatures. Also, there's a panel where Superman and Godzilla shows up, but like, I don't know if Godzilla is supposed to be that small when he's like charging at the other monster creature, but then he's bigger. Like, he looks, because he's flying towards him, so he should look bigger, but perspective wise, but then he looks so tiny, so then when he gets to the creature, he should be smaller, but then he's not smaller in the next panel, and it's just so weird. Like, I like the shot when he blows his atomic breath and Superman does his lasers. I do like that shot. I like how Godzilla looks in that shot. Yeah. It's nice. And then, like I said, the very not last panel, but at the end of the Kong getting the Green Lantern ring is kind of, it's a choice, but yeah, it's just and then Superman's cape at the when they're all doing their battle cry at the end when they won, and like Superman's cape is super long for some reason.
Spawn cape, that's what that is.
It turned into Spawn's cape. It's just all of a sudden really long. Like, okay, and then this is one of those panels where I'm talking about where like Godzilla looks like he was drawn by someone completely different than whoever drew Superman. They just don't really like blends art style wise.
The Godzilla, it's awful. Look, that arm looks massively.
Well, I was more look at the claws.
Oh, it's just awful.
The claws are just, they don't look finished. And I love Godzilla, but I'm just like, his claws are all, I don't know. It feels like they forgot to fill it in. But this could have been fun. It's stupid if you turn your brain off and you read it. You go, oh, it's kaiju's fights mixed with superheroes. That's cool. And then, but if you turn your brain on, you're like, what? It's good, stupid fun, but it's not anything like art style or anything. Is not. It has some good panels, but at the same time, it has some not so good panels.
I have to agree with you on certain aspects of this. It's stupid.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's fun.
Yeah, it depends.
I like Kong getting the ring. I thought that was, when there was like how his ring's gone and Kong gets the ring. I'm like, oh yeah, fair enough. But then I don't understand why the ring then leaves.
Yeah, Kong's still alive. It just floats away.
Yeah, but that's not how the rings work.
I know. That's not how the rings
work. What?
Okay.
I'm not quite sure the Justice League did anything in this book. In fact, I don't even think the Justice League did anything in any of the books.
They died.
They rock up, they get their asses handed to them. The only person who have any sort of impact on any of the monsters is Superman. So maybe this should have just been dialed back and it was Superman.
It would have been a fun Superman tale.
Yeah, but no, because I mean, maybe I missed it in some of the issues we didn't cover. But Diana's like super strong. Where's her strength? What's she been doing? In the other issues, Green Arrow and Black Canary's kicking around doing something.
They did kill a monster by snapping its neck with the lasso of truth.
Oh, right, okay, there you go. So where's Canary? Where are these characters?
I have no idea. Where's John? Where's the rest of the super family?
It's just a bonkers book. It's out of continuity. It has no impact. It's one of those books that you can either take it or leave it. If you're a massive Kong fan or a massive Godzilla fan, you'll probably lap it up like nobody's business. I am a massive fan of neither of those. However, I like the Justice League, and I feel that they got a rough ride. Definitely.
See, I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I'm just like, why did this happen? I thought it was weird. I didn't really particularly enjoy this. Like I like some like I said, I like some panels, but overall, I was like, this was just. It was a cash grab to promote a movie that
It's noise. It's noise.
Yeah.
Nothing but noise. There we go. So it would be interesting to hear Matthew's take on that, because we all know how much Matthew loves old Kong and Godzilla and stuff. But
Matthew has that whimsical, how to put it, positivity. I'm cynical, and he's just positive.
I'm just grumpy, so I'm
and you're
fine.
just grumpy.
Yeah,
you're a grumpy old uncle. I was going to say grandfather, but I said uncle. I'm sorry, because you're not that much older than us. I'm sorry.
Starting to feel that way. Just saying. All right. Okay. So 1 down, 3 to go before we take our break. We'll check out the last arc. We've got a couple of last arcs actually. This is the last arc of the Catwoman Immortal storyline, which has been entitled 9 Lives. Very clever. Not written by Teenie Howard, art and colors by Ivan Chavan, and Lucas Gartoni is on letters. I will say this about this series: the covers have been absolutely on point for the majority of them.
Yeah, super vibrant.
This one's a little bit booby in the wrong places, but generally speaking, I haven't minded the Catwoman book. I've kind of been reading along. It's a book that I buy. Yes, I am that one person that buys this book. So I've been kind of reading along. It's becoming more and more extravagant with what she's doing, which I think takes away from the character a little bit. Rather than her risking her life for these big quest items, I would have liked to see it done in a more subtle way. It doesn't need to be so loud and in your face. I read this book twice and I still don't know what's going on, and I'm reading the damn thing. So essentially, these guys are the guys who are on the space station before. She's obviously peed these guys off. She's returned to Earth and she's dead. That's it. She's over. However, she is having some sort of metaphysical chat with a cat goddess.
I think it's Bastet,
the
Egyptian cat god,
who is bequeathed her the lives, although the lives were given from the. Anyway, that was explained in the previous issue. They have a bit of an argument, and Bastet says, "Right, enough's enough. You're getting this is your last chance. Knock yourself out." So, in order to solve that issue, Catwoman is now going to the big bosses and try to take them down. Make sure she's not found out. Make sure she doesn't exist. And to do that, she's going to speak to is it Scandal Savage? Is that what we call her?
Yeah, Scandal.
Scandal Savage, which is like, on among thieves and all that sort of stuff. It is a book that you're going to have read from the get-go for this. Tina Howard just sort of like try and weave her way through a story. The art, I don't know. I don't know, Freyja, you might know more about this than I do. It has that manga feel to it that I wish sometimes it didn't.
No.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Okay, cool.
It feels more like not so much manga, but more like Reddit.
The website with the messages on.
Or Tumblr or whatever. Yeah.
All right. I see.
I don't know. I'm not on either of those. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been on those.
Tumblr you talk about.
Tumblr.
Yeah. Tumblr.
Yeah.
And DeviantArt, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, because this is not an anime art style that at least I'm not into, and I don't watch any shows with it. So if it does exist, I don't watch it.
Maybe I mean more animated rather than anime, maybe.
Yeah, cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. But I don't know, it tries hard. Excuse me 1 second. Dear me. It tries hard, but I just don't think. I mean, how'd you get from holding somebody hostage there to getting shot and missed? It's not stormtroopers shooting at there, and then through the grate that's there. It feels like the Arkham City Catwoman scenes, you know, where she's through there just to break into places and stuff. That's what it feels like. But I just wish we get back to it. Let's just get back to serious stuff. I am liking the purple costume. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, this bit here where she's taking on the zombies, just proper animations like fight. It's just no. And then this whole thing just no. The art doesn't do anything for me at all. It's a shame.
Yeah. So
your thoughts?
So I didn't like the art style at all. It's not that it's bad per se. It's just it's not my style of art that I like. It's just it felt very not like cartoony, but I don't know how exactly to describe it because it doesn't feel anime-esque. It just feels like maybe like webcomic-y kind of vibe.
Yeah, that.
So and it's not my style. It kind of doesn't help that they make Selena look like a teenager, which is what throws me off the most. She looks too young, and then they do this thing with the face, and I have seen this a lot, and I don't know why it bothers me so much, where they turn her eyes into like little dots, like freaking Ditto from Pokemon. And it's apparent they do it a couple times, but the most apparent one is when she's sliding down like that underground shaft thing into the treasure room. Like it's the very first one when she's sliding down. See how she has like the dots for eyes?
Oh yeah.
And that's not the only time that happens. It happens a couple times throughout the book. And I'm like, it just kind of takes me out of it. And then she has like the normal face, but her head looks like a bobblehead because it looks too big for her body. And then the art style seems to change again. I think it's because it feels like the art style is changing constantly. And because I was thinking to myself, do they have multiple artists on this? And they're just kind of like, because it kind of fluctuates. It's not like a drastic change, but it fluctuates slightly. And I'm like, I don't know. I do like her hooker or her stripper heels though.
Really, I'm not a big fan of the big heel. Not the stiletto's fine. The wedge,
I like it.
The wedge at the front. I'd say, what's that all about? I mean, look how big they are there.
I know. I like it in the fact that I think it's ridiculous, and it made me chuckle because I'm like, she's wearing freaking stripper heels. Those platform stripper heels, and they change heights throughout, and so I'm like, okay. But overall, I didn't like the little fight that she had, that she was like slicing him up with her claws. I don't know. It just felt cartoony and silly, and I just didn't really like it. And I had no idea what was going on. So when you said you didn't know and you read it multiple times, I felt better.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm here to make you feel better. I do think that this issue has taken a comedic turn.
Yeah.
Whereas the other issues seem quite serious. Yeah. At least at the start.
The tone change was like Whiplash.
It was from the last issue to this one, for sure. So if we can get back to the regular scheduled programming, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah. This was also an arc I thought had ended already because of how long it's her with her multiple lives. I thought they had finished that already.
No, this is chapter 7 of a chapter called 9 Lives. I imagine there's 9 chapters.
I thought this was over.
You wished it was over.
Yeah, that's probably I was wishing it was over.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, so my bad.
All right, excellent. Okay, so time for one of our breaks, for one of our other adverts, for one of our other shows. We have a new advert to look at.
Ooh.
It's short and sweet.
Awesome.
Check it out. It's the Ol Timers.
I like that one.
There you have it, the Old Timers Comic Book Show, where the hosts aren't old, but the comics most certainly are. There you go. Their most recent episode, what did they do? Can't remember. It's been that long ago. Team ups. They did team ups. That's what they did.
Okay.
A lot of back content in there for sure. Which is just as well because we hardly talk about Batman on this show. Says tongue in cheek. There's no Batman. There is no Batman this time around.
Well, there's Bruce Wayne.
Well, good, fair enough. All right. Here is we'll look at another book, our third book. It's a book we don't look at a lot, and that's going to pretty much color what I say about it, to be honest. It is this book, Green Lantern War Journal. This is number 9. It's written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, who you may remember was on Superman a while ago. Montos is the artist. Adriana Lucas is on colors, and Dave Sharp is on letters. It'd be blasted if he pronounced his name Sharpie, but never mind. I looked at this book. I'll say this now. I've not read any. I think I read the first issue. Did we look at the first issue where his mum had started having dementia?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then after that, it kind of, fell off the radar a little bit. There's a lot going on, Freyja. You picked it.
Okay, yeah, I did pick it because, well, I mean, I tried to stay, because there's so many Bat books, I tried to pick at least one that has nothing to do with Batman. So
fair enough.
So this book, so John Stewart's missing, essentially. No one knows where he is. So just trying to kind of figure out where he is. And this is, I should remember his name. It's not Guy, though.
It's not Kyle, is it?
Huh?
Is
it Kyle? Is it Kyle?
I don't think so.
I don't remember. I don't remember which Green Lantern this is. Sorry, guys. But he goes into Guy Gardner's apartment, and he is looking at the Book of Oa. And he's recording it, which I was like, does that even work? Like, I know he has a camera using his lantern, but is he gonna have an SD card or film, or how does that work? Filming with.
I don't know what his name's Shepherd. It's there. It's not fortune telling Shepherd. It tells.
It's Shepherd. Okay.
Whoever Shepherd is. But here's the thing: why do you need to record it? You own the book.
Yeah, just take the book. So
it's not like a DC animated movie that's all original. You already own the book.
Yeah, I don't know. So he's reading through the Book of Oa, and it's talking about the Guardians and all this stuff. And I got lost in. Yeah, so I like the artwork right here on these, not the one he's in it, but this one. I like this. I like the designs. I just like this type of art.
The book is gorgeous. I will say that.
Yeah.
Unequivocally, the book is gorgeous. Montos and Adriana Lucas have done an absolute belter of a job on this book. It looks the bomb.
Yeah, it looks really good. And so I was like, ooh, and I like dark fantasy looking stuff. And it's just I like that whole thing. And then we go to John Stewart and the whole Dark Star situation. They're running away, and he's trying to essentially protect these people. And I guess they're turning into what are they called them? Fen. They're turning Fen.
Yeah, it's Fen.
And then they get attacked by the what are they even called? I just called them monsters because I had no idea, but it was pretty cool. There's a lot of fantasy stuff going on. I'm like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go back home to John's mother, and John, I guess, created a projection of his little sister.
Yeah, little sister.
To keep his mom company because of her dementia and everything. Just keep an eye on her. But they kind of made her look super I thought she was gonna murder the poor lady. I was like, because her eyes start glowing and she tilts her head down. I'm like, that's some sinister shit right there. Not looking all that comforting. I'm like, oh god. Then she kind of, and there shows that they're keeping her safe, and then I just don't remember the names of any of these things that's
the
going.
bad guys. The bad
The
guys
bad
attack.
guy, the evil ghost spirit attacks. That attacks her, and I'm assuming this is the black ring.
Oh, the Dark Stars, maybe.
Yeah, the Dark Stars. Yeah, so they're calling it Queen Anya's ring. I have no idea how to say that, but like everything, I got so distracted. I think I couldn't really keep up with like the story because I was so distracted with how the art was. I was just so like, ooh. No, because like the monsters are this like cool like purple, blue, black, like everything looks so good. I just got so distracted like with the art. I couldn't even keep up with the story. All I know is John is taking these people to fight the Dark Star, and then he goes into, I guess he like disintegrates himself or goes into the Dark Star realm or whatever. I'm not going. I know I'm getting the names of everything wrong. I was just too distracted by looking at like the art. Like, this is so pretty. I love the colors.
I have to say, go on.
Yeah, so I guess they're the Revenant Queen. That's who they're going against. But yeah, I'm interested. I am interested in this. I'm just hoping they get the pacing down and it doesn't turn into one of those like the pacing sucks, type of thing.
I'm not sure about the pacing. There is a lot going on in this book.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on. It is a book that you've got to have to be read from the get. I don't think us jumping into it 9 issues in is giving the book any sort of real justice.
But I think it's good. So
the art is gorgeous. The only time it gets a bit wonky, I think, is when you first see them on the planet with Jon Stewart and the aliens. It just looks a bit.
Yeah.
The rest of it is absolutely the bomb. The colors are great. If you like your space stuff, if you like your cosmic DC, so things like anything that Jim Starlin would have done, back in Marvel or Migraine, the kind of like thought extensions that you can have. Why is the Dark Stars existing if the Green Lantern are the police force of the universe? All that sort of stuff. Also, it's a break from the whole Waller thing. It's a break from the whole kind of turning the world against heroes. They're not even on Earth, for Christ's sakes. They're out in space doing what they need to do.
As a Lantern should be.
As a Lantern should be. The art-wise, I've said, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The dementia element is handled with, ironically, I'm going to say this, clarity and compassion, rather than just being a modus operandi, just like being a kind of story tool to move something along. Her dementia is real as part of the character, is set up from the first issue onwards, and it's handled responsibly. So at no point is dementia used to be anything other than dementia, which I think shows a lot of respect and a lot of restraint. A lot of times when we see in comic books, we see mental health being used, it's because they're being triggered by being possessed by Despero or Eclipse or something else is interfering with them, so that's what's causing the mental trauma. This is just straight up normal mental trauma, and I think that deserves a little bit of recognition, because I think so many people go through struggles with mental health, both dementia, anxiety, depression. These are all terms we use on a daily basis, and they cover a wide range of different topics and a whole different range of symptoms and concerns. So to say done reflectively well, I think is a tip to Philip Kennedy Johnson. So thank you for making sure that that's treated responsibly. For sure.
It was. Yeah, I agree. It was
cool. Yeah, very good. And the book is gorgeous. Even if you buy the book for the art, just buy the book. It is by far the most gorgeous book we've looked at today.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
there you go. although we didn't look at Batman, the first night, third issue, because that's been great as well. We're not no Batmans.
No Batmans. We'll go Batman adjacent though.
Yeah. Yeah. DC. You're 7 separations from Batman, not Kevin Bacon. You're always 7 steps away from Batman.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we might as well finish off on our last book. This is a book that I have been waiting for since it came around. Nightwing 114. This is the final arc of the Tom Taylor Bruno Redondo run. It is going to end at 18. So 118 is going to be the last episode, last issue, with Tom Taylor writing the book. I think that's going to be a sad state of affairs, because I think Tom Taylor has absolutely revitalized Nightwing and given him a place in the DC universe, whereas before he was just like kind of redundant as a second string Batman. But hey ho, we're here. The Fallen Grayson story begins. This is a big arc. If you read previews or diamonds or whatever it is you get, wherever you get your comic book knows from, you know full well this has been, he's lost his awareness of height, or it's been heightened. Now he's got fear of heights, therefore he can't do his whole Nightwing thing. So he's being broken down to build himself back up again. A bit of a quest story. The dog's still there. Hey. For those of you who have been paying attention, you know when this has happened. So I'm not going into it. But I said it's written by Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo's on art, Adriana Lucas on colours, and Wes Abbott is on letters. Have you been enjoying Nightwing, Freyja?
I actually have not been keeping up with Nightwing. I know. I should.
The best buns in comics, and you've not been looking at them. Oh my
No,
God.
I'm sorry, but the whole Rick thing kind of threw me off for a bit, and I'm just like, I have to keep away from Nightwing for a while.
Harsh. He's got a cute dog.
He does have a cute dog, Haley. Yeah, Haley's adorable. But I haven't been keeping up. I see things here and there, but I haven't been religiously reading all of the Nightwing books.
Okay.
But yeah.
So, what's your take on this issue?
I enjoyed it. Nitpicking aside that Haley would probably freeze to death, and they completely dropped the ball and did not put Haley in a cute little jacket and little hat and little booties, which you probably should have done since you're in the mountains with a dog that is supposed to be a pit bull puppy, and pit bulls can only survive temperatures they can't go any lower than 45 degrees Fahrenheit or something. So Haley would be dead in the snow, but okay, good job, Nightwing. And we don't
know which mountain range he's at. Could just be is it in Colorado?
Colorado, that dog would be dead in the mountains. Okay, I'm sorry, and there would be more trees for one thing. But put little booties on your dog. Be a good little dog owner. He's all decked out in gear and stuff to survive the winter. The poor little puppy is like, dog. Their paws are very sensitive. Put little booties on. They could put a little jacket on the dog. It would have been super cute.
I have to say this. I do have to say. A few years ago, I was a dog owner.
Yeah.
A couple of years, 3 years, whatever. It never occurred to me. I'd had dogs when I was a kid and everything. But it was around that summer where the weather was really, really, really hot. And I read something on Twitter that said something like, if the ground's too hot for your feet, it's probably too hot for your dog's feet.
Yeah.
Do something about it. And I'd never even thought of it until I read that Twitter. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, though. Some dogs are good in the hot weather, and some dogs are good in cold weather. You take a husky to Arizona, the poor thing's probably dying of heat stroke. But you put a husky in, Alaska, and they're burying themselves in the snow just fine. But if you get a Chihuahua, you take it up to Alaska, the thing's gonna probably die. Same thing with Haley. But anyway,
Chihuahua should go. Just saying.
Yeah, no.
Little ankle biters.
Hey, I have a Chihuahua mix. He's adorable, and I trained him not to be a little ankle biter, so he's not a little shit.
Okay.
He is a good boy because I trained him to be such. But
I'll take your word for it.
yeah, he's the best. He doesn't even bark at people and when they knock on the door, so he's not yippy. Not yippy. I don't let him be yippy either. But anyway, back to the actual story. So, so Nightwing, he actually he jumps the gun, shoots his load early, hits the guy in the throat with his little thing who had a rotisserie chicken. He was pulling out a chicken.
Mm.
But who pulls out a chicken like that, dude? Especially in Gotham. You should. And how big of a pocket does that man have to be able to shove a rotisserie chicken in his jacket and have both hands out and then go in to reach it while screaming, "Leave me alone!" And I'm like, dude, I feel bad for you, but at the same time, you deserve it. Like, who does that shit? And then I was like, they're going to a foundation banquet to raise money, and I don't know who is in charge of designing Babs's outfit, but it's atrocious. It looks like one of those, you grab a teal bed sheet and you wrap it around like a toga party that they used to do back in that frat houses and stuff. It looks terrible. It's a horrible dress.
She's got no chest.
She has no chest. It's frumpy looking. It's not appealing at all. The color would be fine, but the whole design is awful, and she has no chest, like you said. And then the sleeve itself was just ugly as hell. It has a long sleeve on one. It's just an ugly dress. I don't know who designed it. It's just let's get a teal trash bag and wrap around in it. But it's ugly. And then Bruce, I like Damien's whole thing. He's like, I put on a suit for you. It's like, you better appreciate this. I like the whole interaction between the Bat family through this thing. And then I like Bruce. He's like, bring the dog. And Dick's goes, it feels a little manipulative, and Bruce is like, you're right, but you're trying to manipulate these people. That's the point. The fundraiser. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I liked all that. So overall, I like it. And we brought back the old school Starfire, which it made me happy. I mean, it was after the fact. It was in the different one, but I like that beginning part of the other story, but I'm not going to talk about that. But I love seeing the old school Starfire and Donna. So anywho, but yeah, I like this. I like the art. Nothing that I had to nitpick too much. Besides poor doggo.
Redondo's art is very clean lines, isn't it? There's not a lot of over exaggeration, which is why we don't get when he's running, we don't get a lot of musculature there.
Musculature.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just the shape rather than the definition, which will go some way to explaining why Barbara, who's decked out in the I Love Miami Dolphins dress, has no boobs. And one thing I did want to notice, we don't talk about it enough. I don't know, you're a big fan of this. I like how they changed the skin tone of Damien to represent his Eastern heritage. Because he's not just a Wayne, he's an Al Ghul as well.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I always appreciate when he doesn't look like a carbon copy of everyone else in the Bat family.
Yeah. I think they work really hard to do that. That dress, I'm looking through the pages as I'm flipping through. There's not a good angle of that dress at all.
No, it's just ugly.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah, story-wise, the only thing I've got against this Tom Taylor's writing, who I normally like, I like it a lot. I say it's as I said, we've revolutionized or brought Nightwing back to the forefront for sure. Is a couple of things. One, Pearson. 5 issues to tell this story. Really? I don't know. And the only other thing that I've got going on that kind of nags me is timing. Now, I know Pearson and timing sound like the same thing, but bear with me on this
they're
one.
different.
I know. You know that, I know that.
Yeah.
In Batman, we have Batman has lost Gotham to failsafe. Right?
Yeah.
In Detective Comics, he's lost Batman to the Organs. now Dick is losing Bloodhaven to Heartbreak or whatever his name is. Yeah, Heart Attack. I don't know what his name is. What's his name?
No, I don't remember.
It's Heart something.
Harkin.
So here's my point. The stories are the same story.
Yeah, but we've had that happen multiple times. Like, right, it's just like one person has this idea, and then everyone's like, "Oh, that's a fun idea. I'll put that in my comic too."
I know, but I just think that we could do better than that. Surely, to God, you know.
Yeah, I believe they could too, but here we are.
You're not really helping me out on that one, are you?
No,
Heartless.
Heartless.
That's the guy, not you being not sticking up for me there. I'm just saying.
Heartless. I am heartless though.
I am Spartacus. So no, I just think the first one, the back story with Failsafe, yeah, is interesting. It's gone on too long. There's one in Detective Comics, which is Ramvi's version of Nightfall, has gone on too long, and this runs the same risk. We've already seen how Nightwing lost his edge. It's been an ongoing thing for a few issues now, and now we're in the main event, and it's still being teased. It's like, dude, it's part one of the final thing. You can, you don't have to keep teasing us so long. There's only so many issues left now.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I am going to keep an eye on it. Nightwing is one of the DC books that I will read first every month currently. Whether or not that changes with somebody else, I have no idea who's coming over to replace. Let's see if I can find out. What number did I say it was going to be? Got it.
115.
No idea who the new writer is going to be. Let's have a look. See. Yeah, no, nothing on there yet. Okay, so let's keep our eyes peeled for that.
All right.
So, who's it going to be? Hope it's someone good. That's how it's going to be, hopefully.
Oh, somebody good, yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I'd say nothing's mentioned yet. Well, I suppose 5 issues. Previews only goes 2 ahead, so doesn't it? So it's fine. There's still some time on that one. Cool. So there you have it. Some anime at the start of the show, and 4 comic books.
Yeah, we did a good job.
And we didn't rant too much.
No, we didn't. I actually kind of enjoyed the mass majority of the books, and the other ones I didn't like, and I just went, I'm just disappointed, honestly. Didn't even make me angry. I was just like,
worse. That's worse.
Yeah. The apathy just kind of set in a little bit.
The Nightwing book for me is the best all-around book for sure. The Green Lantern book is the prettiest book for sure.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Yeah,
I could have done without Justice League, and Catwoman's just a habit.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I don't know how you feel about this. I've been reading this morning, and Batman Brave and the Bold. You know, the big thick book that comes out once a month or whatever. I've got the first 12 issues. I think I'm going to be knocking that on the head. I think I read the Batman story, and I read the one at the back, which is the black and white book, and the other 2 in the middle I don't care about. Why am I spending that much money on a comic book I don't care about? I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's
but I was just gonna say, especially nowadays with like how everything's so expensive, like you gotta, penny pinch, and you're like, why should I spend money on this book when the mass majority of it I don't even like?
Catwoman is that to me right now. In fact, I'll be honest. The Rick stuff you mentioned about Nightwing.
I hated that.
I dropped Nightwing when that happened.
And
I came back when Tom Taylor came on board. Same with the whole Babs Gar Batgirl.
Yeah.
You know, when she changed from Batgirl to the utilitarian look. I dropped
I
it.
hate. Yeah.
I dropped it until she became the Batgirl of Burnside or whatever. And then when that creative team left, I picked it back up again. But Catwoman's one of those books I keep thinking something's good's going to happen. Surely something good's going to happen. And I don't know if it's about time to cut my losses, which is, I suppose, when is a great time? When do you know you've had enough of a comic book? When do you know, right, enough's enough?
When you don't enjoy it anymore. Like, my whole thing is I've been so jaded that same with video games. I don't pre-order video games or anything anymore because I'm so afraid that's gonna suck ass that I just wasted all that money, you know. And so I wait, and then I read it, and if I like it, then I'll buy it. And it's the same thing with these runs, like specific runs, like this 6-issue run or whatever. I will wait until the run is completely done before I will buy the books, because I don't want to waste my money on these books and then have it be terrible, or like the pacing be off, or like the ending is just so like the Doomsday Clock. What? Not Doomsday Clock.
Oh yeah.
And like the superhero sanctuary run and all that.
Oh, Heroes in Crisis, yes.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, this is fun for the first couple books, but then like the pacing was just like slowed and was like sluggish, and then all of a sudden they rushed the last issue, and especially Heroes in Crisis, I was like, what the hell was that? Or the Wonder Woman ones where they're like, well, you have to read this book and this book and this book and this book, and it's like 16 other books from other runs, and I'm like, but you said this was only like a two-parter. Like, no, it's two-parter plus these other 12, and I'm like, and I think Metals did that too. And I was like, no, because to save money, that's what I have to do, instead of just be like, oh, I love this book and I pre-order. I can't do that anymore because I have been jaded.
Talking about books that you pre-ordered, you missed us the last time around. We talked about the Robin Black Label book by June Barr. Have you had a chance to look at that?
The Robin Black Label?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Let me see, because the last Black Label books that I bought were the Harleen books, and I also have I have a couple of I think I have some of the variant covers as well.
It's called The Boy Wonder.
Okay.
You need to check it. You need to check it out because I'd be very interested in your opinion.
Ooh, it's Damien too.
I know. Let me just double check. Do we still have it?
Do we still have it anywhere?
Just checking now. No.
Oh, you can find it.
Yes, I've got it. I should have it somewhere. If not, I'll find it for you. But
I found it. I just found it. Let's see. Court of Owls, I'm assuming, or is that just the demon? Because he's the demon.
Just read. Do me a favor. Read it and let me know what you think about it.
I can already tell you I hate the art.
Trust me, you will grow to love it.
Okay. I will read it and I will let you know how I feel.
Cool. Last time on Lads, we all loved it. We thought it was great. And what brought to mind is that I didn't even think of it as being like my wavelength. But I picked up the first issue, just like you said. You know, you find a book, you think, wow, that's great, and then I went out and bought it. You know, as opposed to just buying it on spec, buying it on the idea that it's a Robin book, it's bound to be good, but it is good. I like it.
Okay.
Have I ever lied to you?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, we all loved it. We all thought it was great. So.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out because if it's good, I usually end up buying Black Label books more than anything else.
Cool.
So I will check this out.
Cool. And for everyone else who thinks, what the hell is the machine talking about? You can check out the last episode where we looked at that book, where it was myself, Josh, and Matthew the Knight checking it all in. Freyja, it's been an absolute blast having you back. Thank you so much for spending the time.
No problem. I'm glad to be back, honestly. I missed you guys. Well, I missed you. I don't see anyone else on the daily on the usual. So
But I like how you went, I missed you guys. Well, I missed you.
I missed
Thanks.
you.
Thanks.
Shh, don't tell the others.
That little secret, don't worry. It's cool. All right. Don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your favorite shows, including Freyja.
K-pop Cosmos, where we talk about all things K-pop.
Cool. You've got our sister show, the No Prize Podcast, which will be rounding up X-Men 97, as well as the current event, Bloodworks. Is it Bloodworks? It's called Blood Hunt.
I don't
Blood
know.
Hunt over in Migraine with vampires stalking the land. By all means, there was somebody on that show who stipulated that DC versus vampires was better than Blood Hunt. I don't know who that could be.
I wonder.
I wonder. You know, don't ask me these questions if you don't want answers. And of course, if you like to talk about, hear about creators and their works, whether it be Marvel, DC, indie stuff, or Kickstarters, don't forget to check out Outside the Panels. And that's it. We are done. As always, I've been your host, Johnny Machine Hughes. It's been a blast. Adios.
Bye, guys.